Avery zipped up the tent flap, her heart pounding as the rain hammered down outside, turning the family camping trip into a soggy nightmare. But inside, with Camila, her dad's longtime friend and the woman who'd always been like an aunt, sharing the cramped space, the air felt electric, charged with something unspoken. Then, in the dim glow of the lantern, Camila leaned in, her voice a whisper that shattered everything. "Avery, I've been in love with you for years." Avery froze, her mind reeling as Camila's words hung in the humid air like a grenade about to explode. She had always admired Camila, the confident architect who showed up at family barbecues with stories of city life, and a laugh that made Avery's stomach flip in ways she couldn't explain. But this was impossible. Camila was straight, married, and twice her age, or so Avery had thought. The confession spilled out in fragments, Camila's eyes glistening with unshed tears. "It started innocently watching you grow up, seeing the fire in you that I lost in my own life. But last year when you came out to your family, God, Avery, it unlocked something in me. I've been denying it, but being here, alone with you, I can't anymore." Avery's thoughts raced, a storm of confusion and fear. She had come out as lesbian 2 years ago, at 22, during a tense Thanksgiving dinner where her conservative parents had nodded politely but changed the subject. Her dad, a stoic engineer, had hugged her awkwardly and said, "We'll figure it out." Her mom had cried in the kitchen. And now this woman who'd witnessed it all was admitting feelings that mirrored Avery's secret crushes. Crushes she'd buried deep because Camila was family off-limits. "Why now?" Avery whispered, pulling her knees to her chest. "You're married to Tom. You have kids. This could ruin everything." Camila reached out, her hand trembling as it brushed Avery's arm. "I know. Believe me, I know. Tom's a good man, but our marriage, it's been a facade for years. We stay together for the kids, for appearances. But you, Avery, you make me feel alive. Like I could be who I really am." The words hit Avery like a punch. She thought of her own struggles, the nights she'd lain awake questioning if her orientation was a phase, a rebellion against her parents' expectations. Coming out had been her first real act of defiance, but it came with isolation. Friends who drifted away, dates that fizzled because she couldn't shake the guilt of disappointing her family. And now, Camila was offering a connection that felt dangerously real. But doubt crept in. Was this genuine, or was Camila just projecting her midlife crisis onto her? Avery's inner voice screamed warnings. This is betrayal. Dad trusts her. What if this destroys the family? As the rain eased, Avery lay back on her sleeping bag, staring at the tent ceiling. Camila's breathing steadied beside her, but sleep evaded Avery. She replayed every interaction. The way Camila had lingered at hugs, the inside jokes that felt intimate. By dawn exhaustion won, but her decision loomed. Confront it or bury it. The next morning the group emerged from their tents, the forest steaming under a hesitant sun. Avery's dad, Mark, clapped his hands together. "All right, team. Pancakes and hiking today. Camila, you good? You look like you didn't sleep a wink." Camila forced a smile, glancing at Avery. "Rough night with the storm. But I'm ready." Avery avoided her eyes, focusing on stacking firewood. Her mind churned, if I ignore this, maybe it goes away. But part of her craved the validation, the idea that someone like Camila, successful, poised, could see her that way. During the hike, they paired off naturally. Mark and Tom led, debating politics while the kids raced ahead. Avery and Camila fell behind, the trail narrowing to force them close. "We need to talk," Avery muttered. Camila nodded. "I shouldn't have sprung it on you. But Avery, I've repressed this for so long. Seeing you live openly, it inspired me but also broke me. I married Tom because that's what was expected. Good Catholic girl, stable life. But inside I've always known." Avery's heart ached with empathy, mixed with anger. "And what about me? I'm just starting to figure out my life. Grad school, a career in journalism. I don't need this complication." They stopped at a overlook, the valley sprawling below. Camila turned to her. "I get it. But denying it won't make it disappear. What if we explored this carefully? No one has to know yet." The proposal tempted Avery, stirring a warmth she denied. But the risks flashed. Her dad's friendship with Camila shattered. Family gatherings poisoned by secrets. She thought of her mom, already fragile after her brother's divorce. preaching about traditional values. By evening, around the campfire, tension simmered. Avery watched Camila interact with Tom, the facade cracking in subtle ways, a forced laugh, averted eyes. Guilt gnawed at her. Am I complicit now? That night, alone in her own tent after switching with one of the kids, Avery whispered to herself, "This can't happen. But why does it feel so right?" The conflict tore at her, setting the stage for choices that would demand everything. As the trip wound down, Avery's resolve wavered. On the drive home, squeezed in the back seat with Camila, their hands brushed accidentally, or was it? Sending sparks through her. Back in suburban Chicago, reality crashed in. Avery returned to her apartment, a cozy one-bedroom in Wrigleyville, where she buried herself in work. But texts from Camila started innocently. "Safe travels." Then escalated. "Miss our talks." Avery's replies were guarded, but each one pulled her deeper. She confided in her best friend Lena, over coffee. "It's messed up, right? She's like family." Lena's eyes widened. "Totally. But if it's mutual, people deserve happiness. Just be careful. Affairs like this explode." The word affair stung. Avery hadn't crossed that line, but the emotional pull felt like cheating on her principles. Nights alone she paced, inner monologue raging. "Why me? Is this love or just forbidden fruit? What if Dad finds out?" 2 weeks later, Camila called. "I need to see you. Tom's out of town." Against her better judgment, Avery agreed to meet at a neutral cafe. Camila arrived looking exhausted, her usual polish faded. "I've told Tom I need space. Not about you, about me. I'm questioning everything." Avery's pulse raced. "That's huge. But what does it mean for us?" Camila leaned forward. "It means I want to try. Slowly. I know the age gap, the history, it's complicated. But you understand me like no one else." The conversation stretched, vulnerabilities pouring out. Camila shared her childhood in a strict household, where deviation meant disapproval. Avery opened up about her parents' subtle homophobia, the pray it away suggestions disguised as concern. Leaving the cafe, they hugged longer than friends should. Avery's mind screamed stop, but her heart whispered more. Back home, the guilt intensified. She imagined her dad's face if he knew, betrayed by his daughter and best friend. Mark had introduced Camila years ago. They bonded over work projects. Now this. Avery decided to confront her feelings head-on. She journaled. "This could be real love, but at what cost? Am I willing to hurt everyone for my happiness?" The next meeting escalated the drama. Camila suggested a weekend getaway. Just to talk. Avery hesitated but agreed, packing with trembling hands. At the cabin in Wisconsin, isolation amplified everything. Over wine by the fire, confessions deepened. "I've never felt this way with a woman," Camila admitted. "But with you, it's undeniable." Avery's barriers crumbled. They talked till dawn, hands entwined, no more. But the intimacy was profound, stirring Avery's soul. On the drive back, reality intruded. A call from her mom. "Dad's planning a surprise party for Camila's birthday. You coming?" Panic set in. Avery thought, "How can I face them? This secret is eating me alive." The party became ground zero for conflict. At the backyard gathering, Avery watched Camila with Tom, the act convincing to all but her. When they stole a moment in the kitchen, Camila whispered, "I can't keep pretending." Avery snapped. "Then don't. But think about the fallout." That night, Tom confronted Camila after noticing her distance. The argument echoed through their house, kids crying. Camila called Avery in tears. "He suspects something. Not you, but that I'm unhappy." Avery's world tilted. She realized the damage was starting, and she hadn't even decided yet. In the following days, Avery withdrew, ignoring texts. Her inner turmoil peaked. Am I selfish for wanting this? Or brave for pursuing truth? The breaking point came when Mark invited her for dinner. Over lasagna, he said. Camila's going through something. Tom's worried. Avery feigned ignorance, but guilt choked her. She thought, I have to end this before it destroys us all. Avery stared at her phone, Camila's latest message glowing in the dark. Please just talk to me. It had been a week since the party, a week of radio silence from Avery's end, but the void only amplified her longing. She typed and deleted responses, her mind a battlefield of right and wrong. Finally, she hit send. "We can't. It's too dangerous." Camila's reply was immediate. "Meet me one last time. To say goodbye properly." Against every rational instinct, Avery agreed. They chose a park bench overlooking Lake Michigan, the wind whipping waves into frenzy, mirroring her emotions. Camila arrived bundled in a coat, eyes red-rimmed. "I respect your decision, but it hurts like hell." Avery sat rigid. "You think it doesn't for me? Every time I see Dad, I feel like a traitor. You're his friend, our family." Camila nodded, tears spilling. "I know, but denying who I am. I've done it for decades. Marrying Tom was safe, but it suffocated me. Meeting you awakened that." The confession stirred Avery's empathy, but also resentment. "So I'm your catalyst? Your escape? What about your kids? They'll hate you if this comes out." Camila winced. "They're teenagers, they sense the unhappiness. Better an honest parent than a lie." They argued in hushed tones, passers-by oblivious to the drama. Avery's inner voice clashed. "She's right. Authenticity matters. But at whose expense? Mine? Dad's?" As the sun dipped, Camila reached for her hand. "If we end this, promise me you'll live fully. Don't hide like I did." Avery pulled away, standing. "I promise. But this is goodbye." Walking away, her chest ached with loss. Back home, she cried into her pillow, questioning, was that strength or cowardice? The aftermath brought unexpected fallout. Camila filed for separation from Tom, citing irreconcilable differences. Word spread through family channels. Mark called Avery. "Can you believe it? Camila's leaving him. Says she's figuring herself out." Avery's stomach nodded. "That's surprising." At a family dinner, the topic dominated. Her mom, Susan, clucked disapprovingly. "Marriage is sacred. She should think of the children." Mark defended her. "People change. Camila's always been independent." Avery stayed silent, her guilt festering. She thought, if they knew my role, would they blame me? Work became her refuge, investigative pieces on social issues distracting her. But one story hit close. A profile on LGBTQ+ individuals coming out later in life, facing backlash. Researching, Avery interviewed a woman in her 40s. "I lost friends, family judgment. But freedom? Worth it." The words echoed Camila's. Avery's resolve cracked. "Maybe I was wrong to run." A secret meeting followed. Camila at a hotel lobby, neutral ground. "The separation's official. Tom's angry, but we're co-parenting." Avery confessed. "I miss you. But the ethics. It's tearing me apart." Camila's eyes softened. "Love isn't always clean. Society's rules trap us. What if we redefine them?" They talked for hours, boundaries blurring into emotional intimacy. Avery's mind raced. "This is betrayal to Dad. But suppressing it betrays myself." Leaving, they agreed to low-key contact. Texts evolved into calls, each one a step deeper into the forbidden. Then, the first major confrontation. Tom, suspecting foul play, confronted Mark. "Camila seeing someone. You know anything?" Mark laughed it off, but later asked Avery casually, "You talk to Camila much?" "She's been distant." Avery lied smoothly. "Not really." The deception weighed heavy. Inner monologue tormented her. "I'm becoming what I hate, a liar." Societal pressures mounted. At a pride event with Lena, Avery spotted couples freely affectionate. Envy stung. "Why can't that be us?" But reality intruded. Camila's daughter, Mia, 15, lashed out in a call Avery overheard. "You're ruining our family." Camila broke down after. "She's right. Am I a monster?" Avery comforted her over the phone. "No. You're human." The call ended with whispered affections, solidifying their bond. But Avery knew. This path demands sacrifices. A turning point came at a work conference in New York. Away from home, Avery reflected. Distance clarifies. "I want this, damn the consequences," she called Camila. "Let's make it real." But slowly. Camila's joy was palpable. "Yes. We'll navigate the mess together." Back in Chicago, they met discreetly. A walk in a quiet neighborhood. Hands linked briefly, the thrill intoxicating. But paranoia set in. Avery imagined eyes everywhere, neighbors, family spies. The first leak happened innocently. Lena, piecing it together, confronted Avery. You're involved with her, aren't you? Avery admitted, swearing her to secrecy. Lena warned. This will blow up. Families don't forgive easily. The prediction loomed. Mark invited Camila for a support dinner post-separation. Avery attended, tension thick. Under the table their feet touched, a risky comfort. Susan noticed Camila's glow. You seem happier. Camila deflected. Avery's heart hammered. Close call. That night, alone, Avery pondered the moral maze. Is love justification for pain inflicted? The drama escalated when Tom discovered old texts. Not explicit but damning. He called Mark in rage. Your daughter's the reason. Mark confronted Avery the next day, face thunderous. Is it true? You and Camila. Avery's world crumbled. She nodded, tears flowing. Dad, I'm sorry. It just happened. Mark's voice cracked. How could you? She's my friend. This betrays everything. The argument raged. Accusations of selfishness, pleas for understanding. Mark stormed out, leaving Avery shattered. Inner turmoil peaked. I've lost my father for this. Was it worth it? Camila arrived later, holding her. We'll face it together. The fallout from Mark's discovery rippled through the family like a shockwave, leaving Avery isolated in her apartment, the walls closing in with regret. She replayed the confrontation endlessly. His disappointed eyes, the door slamming like a final judgment. How do I fix this? She whispered to the empty room, her mind a whirl of self-recrimination. Camila called constantly, her voice a lifeline. He'll come around. Give him time. But time only deepened the divide. Susan mediated, calling Avery. Your father's hurt. He feels betrayed, not just by Camila, but by you hiding it. Avery defended. Mom, it's not that simple. We didn't plan this. Susan's sigh carried judgment. Love shouldn't destroy families. Think about that. The words fueled Avery's doubts. Am I the villain here? Society preaches acceptance, but when it's messy, judgment reigns. Camila faced her own battles. Tom fought for custody, using her instability as leverage. In court prep, he sneered. Coming out now? Convenient after wrecking our home. Camila confided in Avery. It's humiliating. But I won't back down. Their meetings became clandestine, stolen hours in out-of-the-way diners. Each touch, each shared glance was a defiance against the world. Avery's work suffered. Her editor noticed the distraction. Get your head in the game or take leave. She took the leave, using it to reflect. Journaling. This love demands everything, my family, my peace. But without it, who am I? A reconciliation attempt with Mark followed. At a neutral coffee shop, he sat stiffly. Explain why. Why her? Avery poured out her heart. Dad, I've struggled with who I am. Camila gets that. It's not about hurting you. Mark's eyes softened briefly. I supported you coming out. But this? It's incestuous almost. She's like family. The word stung. Avery countered. Family evolves. Love doesn't follow rules. They parted on uneasy terms, a crack in the ice. Meanwhile, societal backlash hit. Whispers at family events. Avery uninvited to her cousin's wedding. Too controversial, the aunt said. Isolation bred resentment. Avery lashed at Camila one night. This is your fault. You pursued me. Camila recoiled. I thought we were in this together. The fight escalated, old wounds reopening. Avery stormed out, driving aimlessly, thoughts chaotic. Is this the price, constant conflict? Reconciliation came with apologies, but trust frayed. Camila's coming out publicly added fuel. At a support group, she shared her story, omitting names. But word leaked, and Tom's friends spread rumors. Avery faced online trolls after a vague post. Comments. Homewrecker. Disgusting. The pressure tested her ethics. Do I fight or flee? A pivotal moment. Mia, Camila's daughter, reached out. I hate what you did to my family. Avery met her at a park, bracing for anger. Mia vented. Mom's happier but Dad's broken. Was it worth it? Avery's honesty surprised her. I'm asking myself that daily. But your mom deserves truth. Mia's tears softened the edge. Just don't hurt her more. The encounter humanized the damage, forcing Avery to confront. Every choice has victims. Back with Camila, they planned forward. Let's move in together, start fresh, Camila suggested. Avery hesitated. With the family rift? It feels like running. But the idea tempted. A new beginning away from judgment. Mark's olive branch came unexpectedly. A text. Let's talk. No yelling. At his house, Susan present, Mark admitted. I overreacted. Seeing you happy matters, but the secrecy hurt. Avery apologized profusely. I should have been honest sooner. Tentative healing began, but scars remained. Societal mending was slower. At a pride parade, Avery and Camila walked hand in hand, defying stares. Empowerment surged. This is us, unapologetic. But backlash followed, a conservative relative's Facebook rant. Abandoning morals for selfishness. Avery's response, block and move on. Inner strength grew. I won't let hate define me. The relationship deepened amid trials. Late nights they discussed futures, marriage perhaps when dust settled. But a new conflict arose. Camila's ex-boss, homophobic, blocked her job prospects. Network's small, she lamented. Avery encouraged. Fight it. Sue if needed. The battle invigorated Camila, but drained them. Avery's own awakening. Therapy sessions unpacked her guilt. You're not responsible for others' reactions, the counselor said. Insights shifted her. Love requires courage but also accountability. As months passed, high points emerged. A family barbecue where Mark hugged Camila awkwardly. Welcome back, sort of. Laughter broke tension, a step toward normalcy. But Avery knew. Full acceptance might never come. The story's tension crested with a moral dilemma. Tom, in a custody hearing, threatened to out details damaging to Avery's career. Camila faced a choice. Settle quietly or fight publicly, risking more exposure. She chose fight. Truth over fear. Avery supported but inwardly quaked. Another layer of sacrifice. The hearing was grueling, testimonies raw. Avery on stand. Our relationship is consensual, adult. Judge us on that. The judge ruled fairly, but the emotional toll was immense. Post-hearing, Avery collapsed in Camila's arms. We won, but at what cost? Camila whispered. Us. And that's everything. With the custody battle behind them, Camila gaining joint rights, the couple exhaled, but the victory felt Pyrrhic, shadowed by lingering resentments. Avery returned to work, her journalism sharpened by personal trials, pinning pieces on LGBTQ+ rights with newfound passion. But evenings brought introspection. We've survived, but has it changed us irreparably? Camila threw herself into a new architecture firm, one embracing diversity. This is my rebirth, she told Avery over dinner. Avery smiled, but inside, rebirth for her, rebirth for me too, or just survival. Family dynamics shifted uneasily. Sunday dinners resumed, Mark's jokes forced, Susan's questions probing. How's everything? Translated to no more drama? Avery navigated carefully, but authenticity clashed with caution. One dinner, she snapped at a homophobic quip from an uncle. That's not funny. It's hurtful. Silence fell, Mark intervening. She's right. Times change. The moment empowered Avery but highlighted divides. Camila's kids adjusted variably. Mia warmed, inviting Avery to a school play. You're okay, I guess. The younger son remained distant, echoing Tom's bitterness. Camila agonized. Am I failing them? Avery reassured. You're showing them honesty. But her own doubts surfaced. Am I an intruder in their lives? A betrayal from within tested bonds. Lena, sworn to secrecy, slipped to a mutual friend. Gossip circled back to Susan. Confrontation ensued. Susan. Why hide more? Trust us. Avery. Because judgment hurts. The rift reopened briefly, healing with apologies. But trust eroded. Who else knows? Societal acceptance varied. At a work event, Avery introduced Camila as her partner. Colleagues nodded politely, but whispers followed. One coworker pulled her aside. Bold move, but careful office politics. The warning irked. Why must we tiptoe? A high-stakes decision loomed. Go public fully. Camila suggested a joint interview for Avery's magazine. Anonymous but symbolic. Avery weighed. Exposure invites attacks but silence enables prejudice. They proceeded, the article detailing late life coming out, family fallout, ethical gray areas. Response was mixed. Supportive messages flooded but hate mail too. Sinners, one read. Avery's resolve hardened. This is our truth. Personal growth intertwined with pain. Avery's therapy delved deeper. Your guilt stems from internalized homophobia. Revelation struck. I've been punishing myself for society's flaws. Camila faced similar. Group therapy for divorced parents. I chose love over stability. Was it selfish? Fellow members debated, mirroring Avery's inner conflicts. Together, they attended couples counseling. Communication's key, the therapist said. Sessions unearthed resentments. Avery's fear of abandonment, Camila's regret over timing. Breakthroughs came. We choose each other daily. But a major setback, Mark's health scare. A minor heart attack from stress. At the hospital, he confessed. This family drama didn't help. Guilt crushed Avery. My choices contributed. Camila shared blame. We all did. Recovery brought reflection. Mark. Life's short. If you're happy, I'm trying to be okay. The olive branch mended but fragility remained. As the relationship stabilized, new tensions arose from external pressures. A conservative bill in Illinois threatened LGBTQ+ rights, rallying protests. Avery and Camila joined, chanting for equality. Empowerment surged but arrests nearby reminded. Fights ongoing. Back home exhaustion hit. Avery. Is it always this hard? Camila. For us, yes. But worth it. A moment of awakening. Avery proposed a commitment ceremony, private, symbolic. Camila accepted tearfully. Planning infused joy amid chaos. Invites were selective. Mark and Susan attended hesitantly, Mia with cautious enthusiasm. The ceremony in a garden was intimate. Vows raw. I choose you despite the storms. Tears flowed, a catharsis. But post-ceremony, Tom's angry call. You're parading this? Think of the kids. Conflict reignited, custody tweaks threatened. Avery's frustration boiled. Endless battles. Inner monologue. Do we ever win or just endure? The story's climax built with the ethical crossroads. A job offer for Avery in San Francisco. Better pay. Progressive environment. But it meant leaving family, forcing Camila to choose. Relocate or separate. Debates raged. Camila. My kids are here. Uprooting them. Avery. Staying stifles us. Fresh start could heal. The decision tore at them. Avery's mind. Sacrifice for love again? Camila chose compromise. Long distance temporarily. But doubt crept. Will distance destroy us? Trials continued. A media leak from the article outing details. Paparazzi-like attention briefly, invasive questions. Avery snapped in an interview. Our love isn't a spectacle. The exposure amplified voices. Support groups reached out, sharing similar stories. Solidarity bolstered. We're not alone. As tensions peaked, a family intervention. Mark hosted. We need unity. Revelations poured. Susan's own suppressed feelings in youth, Mark's fear of losing Avery. Understanding dawned. Pain binds us. The gathering ended in hugs, tentative peace. With the family intervention fading into cautious optimism, Avery and Camila navigated their new normal. The San Francisco offer looming like a double-edged sword. Avery paced their shared apartment, now official after Camila's move-in, her mind dissecting pros and cons. It's a chance to escape the judgment here, she argued inwardly, but the pull of roots tugged back. Camila, sorting boxes, voiced concerns. The kids visit every other weekend. California disrupts that. Avery nodded, conflict brewing. But staying means constant reminders of the past. We deserve a clean slate. The debate simmered over days, each side laced with emotion. Avery's inner voice. Choosing career over her, selfish? Or necessary for growth? Ultimately, Avery declined the offer. You're my priority, she told Camila. The words a bomb but also a chain. Camila's relief was palpable. But Avery harbored quiet resentment. Another compromise. Societal winds shifted positively. A Supreme Court ruling bolstering LGBTQ+ protections. They celebrated with friends toasts to progress. But personal storms persisted. Mia confided in Avery. Dad's dating someone new. It's weird. Avery empathized. Change sucks, but it gets better. The bond with Mia strengthened, a silver lining. Mark's full acceptance came gradually. At a holiday meal he raised a glass. To family, however it looks. Tears stung Avery's eyes. Redemption? Yet undercurrents of doubt remained. Camila's career hit a snag. Clients withdrawing due to personal controversies. She vented. Homophobia disguised as business. Avery supported. Pivot. Start your own firm. The idea ignited Camila, plans unfolding. Avery's journalism evolved. A book deal on queer narratives in the works. Inspiration from their story-fueled chapters. But writing unearthed buried pain. Reliving betrayals, questioning morals. One chapter draft. Love demands sacrifice, but how much is too much? Feedback from beta readers sparked debates. Your choices were justified. Too reckless. The discourse mirrored Avery's turmoil. A final confrontation with Tom sealed chapters. At a co-parenting meeting he admitted, I was angry, but seeing Camila happy, maybe it's okay. Truce achieved, closure beckoned. As the book launched, Avery and Camila stood together at the reading, hands clasped. Audience questions probed. Regrets. Avery. Many. But growth from them. Post-event alone they reflected. Camila. We've paid dearly, friendships lost, families strained. Avery. But gained authenticity. The equilibrium felt earned but tentative. Years condensed into moments. Anniversaries marked with quiet dinners. Kids graduating with both parents present. Mark's proud hugs. Yet, ethical shadows lingered. Avery wondered. Did our happiness justify the hurt? The story closed on a contemplative note. High drama yielding to introspection. In the end, was their love a triumph of the heart or a selfish unraveling of lives?